you know.
Yeah, see, this man, bro, I've been seeing on TikTok, he is literally like a Homelander. I'm looking at his personality. Dude, believes supers to be the superior race. Prone to tyrannical and megalomaniac impulses. This a demon. Gelled up hair, chiseled jawline, definitely was in a gated community, white boy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, he's definitely shooting up schools, bro. What's good with y'all? Today we are watching the hidden lore of the Incredibles, the NSA tapes. I've been seeing this all over TikTok. I need to see what the deal with all this is, bro. I have not seen Incredibles in a long time, to be honest, so I do not know what this is about, like, whatsoever. Let's see what's up.
So probably y'all
can hear this, right?
Video essays on YouTube about The Incredibles, right? The ones delving deep into why it's a subversive masterpiece and secretly one of the darkest animated movies ever made. Now these are all perfectly fine, well-constructed videos. I got no quarrel with them, but something that always confused me is how so many people these days treat The Incredibles being a way darker movie than they remembered as some sort of massive, groundbreaking secret when it's like, no, like, dude, a guy throws himself off a building at the start of this movie. There's absolutely a ton of darker subtext and lore you can
Now, he really is British. He really is British.
So it's frankly incredible world building. But I think a lot of people tend to focus on all the stuff you can get on the surface level because they're now adults and can actually comprehend the dialogue and mature themes the film has always had, which is completely understandable. A lot of people still expect animated movies to be primarily focused on entertaining kids, and The Incredibles is one of the few animated movies they've watched that feels like it was also written with adults in mind. But yeah, The Incredibles has some dark stuff going on, and the scene that's always stuck with me since I was—
Nah, it really does, bro. Incredibles is one of the darkest movies that Pixar has ever released, bro. In a good way. It is really good, bro. It is written well, directed well, got great music. It's one of the best movies of all time, bro. Gotta be. The Fantastic Four movie should have been like this. High key.
It's the scene where Mr. Incredible finds out about Operation Kronos, and we get a look at all of the superheroes that Syndrome had killed in order to train the Omnidroid. Not just because it's a fantastic scene in its own right, but also because we never actually see many of the other supers outside of The Incredibles and Frozone. In fact, it's only in the sequel that we finally get to see some other supers actually using their powers. We also never see much of what life was like in the superhero glory days before they were banned. Now, the obvious reason for all of this is that we don't necessarily need to see this stuff. The Incredibles has—
someone said Pixar don't hit the same no more. It really doesn't, bruh. Dude, what are the most recent Pixar movies to come out? They don't hit the same no more, fam. I don't know if y'all can read these. Elio, I've never seen. Is Elio good? Is this a good movie? Never seen it. Doesn't even look that interesting. Now this is not even in order. What is this order, dog? Elemental. People said this one was garbage. I remember this one sold like triple plastic in the theaters, bro. Everyone said this one was trash. Luca, I heard, is like decent. If you guys know Stray Phyllis, shout out to Stray Phyllis on YouTube. He said this movie was if I remember correctly. If I remember correctly, bro.
Within me has always been interested in getting a glimpse of what everything was
like
in those days. And more importantly, actually knowing who these heroes were and what they were like. Little did I know that for the past 20 years, I could have gotten this glimpse at any time I wanted. Recently, I've been seeing discussions about and clips floating around from an incredibly important piece of The Incredibles lore that I genuinely had no idea about, and not many people seem to know much about it either. I'm of course talking about the National Supers Agency tapes that can be found in the extras menu for The Incredibles on DVD. A classified compilation—
I literally have that DVD too. I literally own this DVD too.
Can be found in the extras menu for The Incredibles on DVD, a classified compilation of taped interviews with many of the superheroes in the Incredibles universe, the majority of which were later killed by Syndrome or were already dead, giving us a glimpse into what these people were like, their powers, their personalities, relations. Half an hour's worth of optional extra content included on DVD adds so much to the existing Incredibles lore and provides some genuinely interesting and sometimes disturbing insights into what kind of people were behind the masks. I've had this in my possession for about as long as I have been alive, and not once did I ever think to check these out because I've never really been interested in the extras included with DVDs, which I know may sound heretical given just how much cool stuff used to be crammed into these extras menus, but that's just the kind of kid I was. Nowadays, given the frankly depressing state of DVDs and how there's just very little heart or soul put into their presentation or extra content, I would
literally though.
Stuff like this back.
Nah, literally though, bro. Dude, DVDs are a lost art. DVDs are completely lost art, bro. We gotta do a How to Train Your Dragon stream. Yo, I'll see. There is so many streams that like we're gonna have to get done at some point. I just gotta, once I fully become a streamer, bro. it's gonna be up. I'm a part-time streamer right now. I'm streaming on the side of my YouTube.
So cool,
You know,
especially when you start listening to these tapes and realize they had to get a ton of voice actors to read like 1 to 2 minutes worth of dialogue each for characters that are canonically dead. This was made purely out of love and to add some additional context to an already rock-solid film. Pixar used to be one of the best when it came to extra content.
I'm gonna probably let it play while I talk sometimes, because if I keep probably, we're 3 minutes in, and we're probably gonna 20 minutes in the stream, we're only 3 minutes in. We gotta. I'm Dante this.
Included on DVD. And honestly, nowadays, even if they just put these kind of things on Disney Plus, I'd still be happy to get them. But anyway, I wanted to do a proper deep dive into these tapes and discuss all the little details I could get. There is technically a video about these tapes from Thai Records LOL, and I mean no offense when I say this, it was basically just a re-upload of the tapes with about 4 minutes worth of additional commentary, and personally I think there's a lot more you can say about these tapes. Here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna try to play each tape in full and give my commentary and analysis after one of them is finished. I may have to cut some of them short if any copyright issues arise, but I've noticed Pixar are pretty lax when it comes to copyright protections on these, so if I do run into any issues, I'll try to play the most important parts for you. In conjunction with the tapes, I will also be providing some lore drops from the Elastigirl prequel book set before the events of Incredibles.
A YouTuber that doesn't drop? I do drop, nigga. I'm literally dropping on I'm working on an hour-long video.
Compared to what I usually do on this channel.
I'm working on an hour-long video, twin. Hour-long, bro. Not gonna be that. It's hard, bro.
I found this interesting, and I'll see if I can make some more videos like this one going forward. But first, please allow me to fulfill a contractual obligation. This video is sponsored by Manscaped, the men's grooming brand trusted by over 12 million and one see every quarter.
I'm skipping, buddy. I'm so sorry.
As said previously, each
get that bread though.
To a specific hero, and the information provided on screen and through their voiceover will be discussed once.
Yeah, editing takes forever, chat. Editing takes forever.
If there's a specific character here you're interested in hearing about, then feel free to skip along. Though I do recommend you watch in full. All right, let's begin.
Do we have to talk about the Thrilling Three? Yeah, yes, I was part of that group, and it was well-intentioned.
He said we can skip around for characters. I don't know any of these characters. We're gonna have to see like who's the most interesting, and I might skip around to see what's up. But we're gonna go with her. We're gonna start with her first. Apogee powers. Let's read this. Let me swallow first. Pause. That hour-long video better be Smash Pull-Ups 3. That will be an hour long, but it's not the one I'm working on right now. And for the person who asked for the death battle, the Simon versus Kyle, we're doing Kratos first. And then I'll see how this one does, and then we might do Simon. Shout out my man, Kane. I didn't even know he dropped this. I'm about to see this. But let's get back into it. Former member of the Thrilling Three, disbanded, highly intellectual, lacks tact, enjoys finding fault in others. Weakness, absence of sunlight, clouds, eclipse. Power increases as the sun reaches. Apogee, high noon. Wears solar enhancing glasses. The solar enhancing membrane suit, actually. Well, she's basically Superman. Alright. Ben 10 versus Green Lantern is the most controversial death battle. Did Ben 10 lose? Is that why? Did Ben 10 lose? Even with Alien X? Y'all be saying Alien X could beat anybody. Did Ben 10 lose that one? Yeah, he lost. I knew it, bro. Because people say Ben 10 could beat anybody because of Alien X. I'm about to see that one too. I'll put that on the list. Let's see this though.
A bit misguided. You know, let's face it. It wasn't really the Thrilling Three. It was really the Thrilling One plus two in Gazerbeam's mind. It was less than thrilling. Less than thrilling, that's good. Well, let's see. I started out in Arizona and then migrated over to Los Angeles, which was great. I had a great long run there. A lot of work to be done. A lot of superheroes see Los Angeles as kind of a launching ground, and to be honest with you, I didn't have a lot of places to launch to from there. The solar-powered thing, you know, it's good for the environment, but it's not so good for me. It limits my ability. It limits my work hours. It makes me look like an idiot.
I heard we might skip to Gazerbeam. I heard Gazerbeam said some crazy stuff. We're going to skip to Gazerbeam after we listen to her. Crazy. Let's get back to it, though.
if something happens at night. You know, really, it's really hard when it's nighttime for me because I'm a rather social person. I like to dance. I like to go out to dinner, and if something horrible happens, my power's not going on because the sun's not out, and so it can be frustrating at times. Unless
Oh, so she only has her powers in the sun? Yo, you are just a nerfed version of Superman. Oh, you're trash. You're trash. Yo, she a terrible superhero. No wonder your group broke down, bro. Dude, trash, bro.
Tanning salon. I'm done for.
One thing you'll immediately notice about these tapes is the fact that every hero's weakness is either written down or said out loud.
I'll put her in a black room in one shot. Now, literally, bro. That is so sad, bro. You have no sunlight. You're just useless. That is so... Bro, most robberies happen at night. What's going to happen? Like, what does she do? What does she do? That is so crazy, bruh. That is so crazy.
You'll also remember that in the movie, Syndrome had spent a good while killing off these exact supers one by one, and to do that he would have had to have access to some sort of classified files to know about their secret identities and locations. Hunting down this many heroes who are not only in hiding but are protected by a small branch of the...
Robbers in DC would have a field... That's what I'm saying. They would have had a field day with her outside, bro. When she's on duty... Oh man.
No small feat, and I personally believe that Syndrome somehow gained access to these files, which gave him all the information he needed. And I don't think it would have been that difficult for him to obtain these files given his career as an arms dealer, and he likely had a good relationship with any government or agency buying from him. Then there's also the fact that Mirage does most of the scouting and spy work for him, as seen when she's tailing Bob and Lucius at the start of the movie, and when she successfully sneaks into Insuricare to spy on Bob and deliver the message to him when he's not looking. This would also be a good reason for why these tapes were even made or...
I ain't gonna lie, she was tough too, bro. Yo, if it's Incredibles had some tough women, bro. Cause this ain't even counting Miss Incredible either, bro. It was tough, man.
Giving us a look at all of the files Syndrome had on supers in order to kill them off one by one and train the Omnidroid. As you likely saw and heard, Apogee gets her powers via solar panels, which, to be a bit of a nitpicking douche for a second, is very funny considering the golden age of supers likely took place in the 40s. Supers were likely banned in 1947, and commercially viable solar panels weren't really a thing until 1954. Hey, look, we're overthinking the Incredibles.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Gamma Jack and Gazerbeam. I heard these two were insane.
By having the Omnidroid attack her either at night or in an enclosed space with no light source. We also learned that she was part of the superhero group called the Thrilling Free, that consisted of her, Gazerbeam, and the Flange. We'll learn later on that superhero groups weren't that uncommon back in the day, but that they tended to fizzle out and disband due to friction between members, which may have added to the growing public resentment towards supers, given how the disbanding of these groups tarnished the national symbol of patriotism, which is something you probably...
Alright, let's get to Gamma Jack.
Lots of villainous deeds going on at any given time. Part of my job is to prioritize which villains I'm going to combat, you know, so, you know, I take a look around, I see if there's any good-looking women who need to be rescued immediately, and then I sort of start from there and work my way down the list, you know.
Yeah, see, this man, bro, I've been seeing on TikTok, he is literally like a Homelander. I'm looking at his personality while he's talking. Dude, believes supers to be the superior race. Prone to tyrannical and megalomaniac impulses. This nigga a demon. This nigga a demon. Can I shift the placement to the left? I got you. Like this, twin? I got you. Dude, he is dead Homelander, bro. This thing is insane, bro. What does he do? Controlled radiation bursts from focus burns to complete disintegration. Maximum range of high intensity bursts is 100 meters. Mike, sounds like an evil Magneto. No, high key, bro. Nah, that's crazy. And you heard what he said. He would prioritize who he had to save, starting from the baddies, and then move down the list. This nigga a gooner. This nigga a gooner. Oh my dude, hell nah, man.
Who need to be rescued immediately, and then I sort of start from there and work my way down the list. You know, if you've got Tubby Joe Schmo over there with a laser pointed at his head, and he might have to wait in line a little while.
See?
Yeah, I've fought my fair share of villains, and they all have their own unique challenges. You know, they got their zombie monkeys and their giant laser robots and their super aquatic ninja pygmies. But I tell you, once in a while, the real kicker is I get these dames, man, these dame villains, and they got the curves and the hair and the big eyes, and boy, those ones, they're really, really hard to kill.
He said those are really hard to kill, bro. Oh, you meant to the left like these. You meant to the left like these. Hold on. I'm covering the picture. That's what he meant. Nigga, I moved my actual camera to the left. My fault, bro. Let me move This bit like these, yeah. Now y'all can see how he look like. Nigga look like a school shooter too. Look at him, bro. Gelled up hair, chiseled jawline. Definitely was in a gated community, white boy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, he's definitely shooting up schools, bro. I'm so sorry.
He's
definitely shooting up schools.
They come up and and they're looking at you and you're looking at them and you feel that simpatico, like she's digging you and you're digging her, digging you, and boy, you really got to take a jog around the block real quick and sort of get your concentration back, compose yourself, because
crazy, bro.
You can't get distracted by these sort of thoughts when you're going up against a super villain. That's one of the hard parts of the jobs, when you come across a dame who's really something to look at, and you just gotta let her have it because she's a villain. Yeah, those are the bad days.
Holy God, a Gamma Jack is a piece of work, right? This was the tape that convinced me to make this video in the first place, and it's probably...
I would too, bro. This is the one I saw on TikTok. Him too. Gazerbeam, I think I saw a little bit of. I see him. I see what Hypershock is. This is the most replayed segment, so I gotta see what these two are about. These as well, so I gotta see like all these for sure. Let's keep going.
Known about and discussed tape in the bunch due to how obscenely out of pocket this guy is. First, let's talk about Jack's powers real quick. Controlled radiation bursts, from focused burns to complete disintegration. I really want to know how Jack even died to the second Omnidroid he fought, because he is incredibly overpowered and, given his personality, super dangerous. He can either choose to shoot you with a cancer ray or just straight up toss a nuke at you. Why would you even
literally,
be a criminal in Metroville when this guy is running around? And what makes his powers more terrifying is just the kind of person Jack is. Not only does he sound like a chronic narcissist, but he's also just a bad person in general.
He the type to grope women? He would. I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
And then working down
I would not be surprised if he did. Like, come on now, bro.
The list, looking down at anyone he finds unattractive and saving them last. The NSA files also describe him as a super supremacist, believing that supers are a superior race, and that he's frequently prone to tyrannical and megalomaniacal impulses.
This nigga is crazy.
He gets so down bad horny
This nigga is crazy.
when encountering a female supervillain, and nonchalantly describes his frustration and difficulty with having to kill them, and the fact that unlike every other hero in these tapes, he is incredibly open about the fact that he just straight up kills people. I think we got a textbook psychopath in our hands here. I wasn't kidding with that jab at the start of the video.
Crazy,
Gamma
bro.
Jack is the closest thing the Incredibles universe has to Homelander. He scares the NSA so bad they have him under close A-level monitoring. There is a legitimate risk that this guy could have become a supervillain later down the line. I mean, Christ, his original name was Handsome Jack. I mean, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm honestly shocked it took Mr. Incredible saving a guy from killing himself and injuring a bunch of people in a train accident for the public to officially turn against heroes, when you had people like Gamma Jack running around giving people cancer and likely leaving
literally, bro,
to die just because he's a massive horn dog. Any so-called superhero who describes civilian casualties as collateral damage is a massive red flag. And honestly, as bad as this might sound, I'm kinda bummed they killed him off in the first movie. There is so much potential for Gamma Jack as a villain, and while it's very wishful thinking, I kinda want Incredibles 3 to focus on him if they find some way to bring him back. I mean, it's not entirely impossible he's dead. Remember, Mr. Incredible managed to evade being detected by Syndrome after his defeat, and the system had him classified as terminated. So what if Gamma Jack did survive? What if he tries to start a superhero revolution in the third movie? It won't happen, but I like thinking about the missed potential sometimes.
That'd be cool. He low-key seems like he'd be a dope villain though. He gives Homelander energy. He's a demonic gooner. Nah, literally, bruh. Yo, imagine being called collateral damage because you're the superhero that's supposed to save your life is too busy focused on the hose, bro. Yo, I'd be sick. I'd make sure, dude, he gonna have to die some way, bro. Whether by me or so, I'll illegally get a rocket launcher. I'll make sure this nigga dies. I'll make sure he passes, bro. Nah, man. Hell no, bro.
I think the question I get asked the most is what happened with the Thrilling 3. It was working fine for me. I have no problem working in groups. I think we were very successful. I think at times we may have been among the best, but a team is just that, a team. And then
weak night vision, reflective services as your weakness is so crazy. Yo, imagine being weak to a mirror, my nigga. Yeah, you're done. Yeah, you are by far the worst. Nah, actually, most of these heroes kind of suck. What's his face? Gamma Jack is broken. what's her name? Apogee, she was garbage. She sucked. She sucked. She, literally, you are powered by solar panels and the sun. And he said it himself in the 1940s, number one. Number two, when there's no sun, you can't do anything. Yeah, you're cooked. This guy, pull up on him with a mirror, you're frying him. You are frying him. Yeah, it's over with, bro. It's so over with, bro.
Anytime you take...
Stayed from my MHA would have a field. I swear to God, with these niggas? Oh, he wouldn't even have died. Oh, he wouldn't even, bro, he would have went crazy. Oh, come on, man.
Individuals, and you put them in a
That's too easy.
environment.
That's a LeBron timing, bro.
React like oil and water sometimes, or peanut butter and chocolate. Although peanut butter and chocolate does taste good together, so that's actually a better...
Stay not dead. My fault. Stay not dead. Stay not dead. Stay not dead. Stay not dead, bro. Stay not dead.
Example. I quite enjoy that. I think the thing I get asked about the most, of course, is my laser vision. People tend to think it's a real picnic to have eyes that shoot lasers, but believe it or not, it's had its disadvantages. If I look at anything too intently, it tends to burst into flames, which can be a real pickle in a relationship scenario. When you're conversing with somebody, a normal person.
Bro. This nigga done lasered this girl. Oh, nah, bruh. Oh, nah, bruh. This nigga done lasered this girl. Oh, GG's, bro. It's over with, gang.
Look them square in the eye. I avert my gaze, which is often interpreted as disinterest
over with, bro.
or rather daft or stupid, which couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm a man of culture, a man of passion, and I would say a man of humor, which is not widely known.
A man of culture, you say? That man definitely goons. A man of culture, you say? He definitely a gooner.
The outside,
I know that terminology, bro.
Cool, perhaps even collected, but on the inside, I'm guffawing away on the steamship of hilarity. I'm not sure if that made very much sense.
Firstly, I didn't expect Gazerbeam's voice to be that deep, my goodness. And secondly, yeah, Gazerbeam's kinda dull. He seems like a super nice guy and everything, but the NSA writing down that he has no sense of humor is probably the funniest thing in these tapes. It's interesting to hear him talk about the thrilling free in comparison to Apogee.
One of us? Dude, no goons, bro. No goons, bruh. No goons. Not one of us. I do not lump me in with y'all. Roll back again. Zeph Jr. No! No, nigga! No, nigga! No goons, bruh. No goons, bruh.
Be very frustrated with the fact Gazerbeam seemed to take the spotlight after he replaced Dynaguy, and how they weren't much of a team at all after Dynaguy died. You throw in the fact that Apogee's powers made her useless during the night, and the possibility that the Flange was losing his powers over time, and it becomes clear they just didn't work well together, and it led to the team disbanding. Gazerbeam, on the other hand, was completely unaware anything was wrong. Not due to ego or denial or anything, but because he just isn't great with people. This can also be seen in the file for the Phantasmic, since Gazerbeam actually used to be a member of the team, but left due to him and Everseer not seeing eye to eye. I find all of these details about his character fascinating, especially because in the movie we don't really know much about Gazerbeam other than he used to be friends with Bob, advocated for the restored legality of superheroes after they...
And then you literally see a skeleton on the floor too. He's the one that like died in the cave that Mr. Incredible was hiding behind.
Outlawed, and was probably the most important player in Syndrome's downfall when he carved a password to the computer in the wall. Honestly, the more I learn about Gazerbeam, the more upset I get about his death. Incredibles 2 had a deleted memorial service scene for him that also provided a decent backstory for him, how he was encouraged to be a superhero by Mr. Incredible, Frozone, and Gamma Jack. What the fuck you hanging around him for? And how he really
literally
to integrate back into civilian life.
Literally, what's Frozone doing around this nigga?
Gamma Jack. What the?
I don't think Gamma Jack even like black people for real. I don't know what my nigga Frozone do. Yo, Hitler Jack, bro. I don't know what my nigga Frozone doing around him, bro.
Fuck you hanging around
Ain't no way.
How he really struggled to integrate back into civilian life, given he was already a societal outcast and struggled with fitting in. It makes his death specifically pretty heartbreaking.
Audio file from Metaman found missing. Assumed confiscated during surprise attack by...
Hold on. has requested to be a metagroup leader overseeing all superhero teams. Request put under NSA review. Died in action. Intelligence low, agility high, endurance, strength, power type max is crazy. Max is crazy, but he's stupid. He's that strong but stupid. Come on, man. Crazy stats just to lose to a cape. Look how stupid he is. No wonder he lost to a cape, bro. Waste of talent though, but yeah, no wonder he lost to a cape, bro. This man retarded.
I'm missing.
Like, bro, this man is mad slow.
By Baron von Ruthless.
Metaman's file is also missing, but there's actually a decent amount here. For one thing, Metaman was also shown as one of the many heroes who died due to a cape malfunction as shown in the first movie. Which is a shame, because looking at his stats, he seemed absolutely cracked. 3 out of 4 bars maxed out, 1 nearly there, and only suffering in intelligence and indestructibility. This would suggest that Metaman might have been one of the strongest heroes on the planet. Look at how many powers this guy had. Flight, super strength, x-ray vision, teleportation, magnetic manipulation, partial invisibility, and
that man's cracked.
Mammals. That's a massive hodgepodge
He's
of
cracked.
thrown into one guy. He's like a Superman Swiss Army knife. In fact, it's likely he was considered by many to be this universe's equivalent to Superman and seemed to genuinely be committed to hero work. If any other hero had asked the NSA if they could oversee all of the current superhero teams, I think they would have been shut down. The fact the NSA were considering it shows just how much they trusted him. The reasoning for the file being missing is that it was apparently stolen by Baron von Ruthless, a notorious supervillain in the world of the Incredibles and the sworn enemy of Metaman. So notorious, in fact, that there was even a time where Frozone got caught by him and managed to escape due to Ruthless's habit of monologuing, which if you don't
last dude of this video is a fraud, I'll be sure to peep him. Universal man, I'll be sure to peep.
remember is the story Lucius recounts to Bob near the start of the movie.
What does Baron von Ruthless do?
He starts monologuing.
I mean, the guy has me on a platter and he won't shut up.
I think if Metaman had lived beyond his cape malfunction, Syndrome probably would have been cooked, right? Like, I just don't see how he would have died to the Omnidroid.
Mr. Incredible, we know about my boy. We know about GOAT. Let's see any other ones. You say Universal Man? Let's peep.
Most superheroes have the alter ego.
Notice how Gamma Jack had no arch nemesis? Bro, his arch nemesis is every human. My nigga, he definitely a racist. Like, every race has got an arch nemesis. He definitely got one. Molecular density transformation alters personal density from gaseous to near black hole. Nigga, he's broken. How did he lose? Nigga, he's broken. Oh, I'm about to see this. What the freak?
They can have the so-called normal life. Me, I choose not to. I don't see why I get so much flack for not having an alter ego. I mean, it's supposed to be a secret. No one's supposed to know. So what's the point? So if I take a girl on a date, I'm wearing the costume, sure. They like to bask in the awe of Universal Man. But when we're alone, you know, with the candlelight music and the pericomo and the fragrant oils and things of this nature.
Literally Arnold Schwarzenegger, bro. Crazy.
Then they come to me and they say, oh, Universal Man, maybe you take off the mask. Maybe we can see who's underneath. There's no one underneath. They would be horrified if I asked them to take off their face. This is what Universal Man wears.
Hey, look at his intelligence stat, bro. Yo, no wonder he lost. No matter how OP he is, no wonder he lost. This is the lowest intelligence we've seen all day. This is like sub 40 IQ. Oh, hell no, man.
This is what Universal Man wears. This is me. Other than being indestructible because of my high density, I am just like you. And that's when the breakup starts, with the late-night recriminations and the slamming of the doors and the shattering bottles and the things of this nature and the redistribution of the assets and the it's not me, it's you, it's not you, it's me. But in Universal Man's experience, it's always you.
Yo, what is nigga yapping? They say it's not you, it's me. It's not you. It things in our nature. Like, come on, bro. Why is Ariana Grande and Sonic the Hedgehog on the same team now? Facts. Why? Who is that though? Who that? She's who that? We gotta listen to her tape right now. Who this is, man? Who that is, man? Play that bit back. Play that bit back. Play that bit back.
It's not me,
Play that
it's
bit back.
you. It's not you, it's me. What in Universal Man's experience?
Who that is?
It's always you.
Universal Man is just really funny to listen to. He's incredibly unstable, but I don't get the same level of disgust I get from hearing him speak like I do with Gamma Jack and Psychwave. I'd say he's far more redeemable at least. It's clear he has incredibly low self-esteem, being one of the few superheroes to not have a secret identity whatsoever. What I want to know is how the hell he died to the first Omnidroid. He was the first superhero targeted by Syndrome and the very first hero to die to the Omnidroid.
Wow! Bro, he's actually slow. Bro, you are actually such a waste. Dude, do you see this man's indestructibility at max and you're the first one to die? You are a fraud. F-R-A-U-D. Fraud. Fraudulent. Oh, fraud yourself. The actions you take are fraudulent. Bro, you are garbage. Wow, bro.
Ever, but he's nigh on indestructible.
That's so crazy.
Molecular density to make him even tougher to take down and even stronger to boot.
You said Ariana Grande was Frozone's ex? Yo, that's why Frozone my dog. Dude, that's why Frozone my dog. That's why Frozone my guy. Alright, that's why Frozone my guy, bro. Oh, we're gonna have to see her. So you say Blazestone? Alright, we're gonna go Blazestone, then Psychwave.
Level of a literal black hole, and if he did this, the entire world would just end. By all accounts, he should be one of the few characters in this world who is practically invincible, and yet he still died to the first Omnidroid. Fucking how? I get that he's clearly not intelligent, being like a couple points above Thunderhead in that regard, but he had to have been caught off guard and killed immediately, right? I just can't imagine a scenario where he could see the very first Omnidroid coming and still die somehow. Sorry, Universal Man, your powers are cool and your voice is funny, but you are the biggest fraud in this universe by a long shot.
What a fraud. What a fraud. Alright, let's go Blazestone, someone said. Where is she? Right here.
World War II America.
I am very independent. I don't need helicopters. I don't need airplanes. I can heat the air underneath me and lift right up, and I don't have equipment. The flames come straight out of me. What a waste. Some superheroes have equipment, and I think that's just a waste. You have to maintain it all the time. I just have my super suit.
Once partnered with Frozone, but relationship ran hot, cold, sassy. Oh, Frozone's her weakness. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious, bro. Frozone, a top 3 side character? Nah, high key. Someone said World War II. Yeah, she racist. Where did it say World War II?
I don't need helicopters. I don't need airplanes. I can heat the air underneath me and lift right up, and I don't have equipment. The flames come straight out of me. What a waste. Some superheroes have equipment, and I think that's just a waste. You have to maintain it all the time. I just have my super suit, and that's about it. I like my independence. You know, the NSA knows that I'm very independent, and, you know, a team, you know, surrounding, you know, they do look after me, and which is good and everything. You know, they always have to keep an eye on me. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I only light a couple of things on fire that I shouldn't light on fire. I mean, it's not my fault. I mean, it is very hard to, you know, keep everything under wraps. Sometimes my temper, you know, I can get a little bit hot-headed, but not much. I mean, when I think about things that kind of anger me just a little bit, you know.
Yo, she talk. Either he sped this up, or she talk fast. He sped this up, or she talk fast as hell, bro. Like I was tripping for. I was like, I didn't speed the video up. I know I do sometimes, but I didn't speed this up. Like, goddamn. She deaf from New York. Yo, low key, bro. Especially if she's BBL'd up.
The building lights on fire, and then next thing you know, the hills light on fire, and then Frozone has to come along and you know, cool everything down, and then I have to be grateful and say, oh, thank you, Frozone, I really appreciate it. But you know, he's really annoying. He thinks he's all that, and I do enjoy being independent. You know, they recognize that, and I love my powers, and you know, I don't have to carry any equipment on me, and I really.
He said it's really annoying. Oh my goodness, she just mad Frozone him, and Frozone was cracking them cheeks, man. She just mad Frozone was straight cracking them, straight breaking them doors down, man. Come on, bruh.
Say that again. Wait, what? You want me to say the whole thing again? I thought it was perfectly clear. You want me to go back again, the whole thing? I don't understand. Oh, okay. I am so sorry. I know what the problem is. I keep on forgetting which dimension I'm in. Wait, which dimension am I in?
Blazestone is very interesting, and before anyone
asks... What do you mean by which dimension? Yo, she a portal hopper? What she mean by that?
No, she does not have any dimensional warping powers or anything of the sort.
I've
seen a few people online suggest that her comments about not knowing what dimension she's in after realizing she's talking too fast suggest that she travels through different dimensions, despite that not being one of her listed powers at all. She's just described as a pyrotechnic by the NSA, and if she did have powers of this magnitude, I believe they would have absolutely had it written down somewhere. So for all we know, she just has a habit of talking really, really fast. It's not a very exciting answer, but it is. She became a superhero. She was arrested in jail for some sort of crime that we're not told about, only to be recruited and rehabilitated by the National Supers Agency, who kept her on a tight leash while she performed hero work. Surprisingly, she used to be in a relationship with Frozone, but that doesn't really get elaborated on too much, and she even teamed up with Universal Man as a dynamic duo called Beta Force, who seemed to only operate during the night compared to most of the other heroes who operated at basically any time. However, she would defect from the NSA and fall on the wrong side of the law once again later on. This isn't explained in the NSA tapes, but is actually shown in the Elastigirl prequel book, where she organized a group of criminals together in order to steal a bunch of stuff and leave the city, only to be foiled by Elastigirl, Downburst, Mr. Incredible, Frozone, and even Universal Man. Sometime after Blazestone was released from jail, she was targeted by Syndrome, who likely took advantage of her weakness to water and cold temperatures.
Crazy, bro. You seen the Tunnel Rat documentaries, top 3 worst job of all time? I've never seen that, bro. Never seen that. Watch Frozone, his is mad chill. Yeah, we're just gonna bounce around this video, bro. Yeah, where's Frozone at?
I've had some mishaps as Frozone, but generally I've learned how to take, lemons and make lemonade, And I've been able to do some things for people that, possibly would have turned out quite badly had I not been there. I've gone on vacations with friends of mine who were looking forward to a great ski vacation, and we got there, snow was melting. Hey, I was able to go out and make that happen. I'm like the human Zamboni.
Tried competing in the Winter Olympics as Frozone. Dude, that nigga would have won every event known to, bruh, that nigga's a cheater. That nigga a real life cheater, bro. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with Brody? What is wrong with him?
One day, I must have been, I don't know, maybe 1.5, 2 years old, and I had a glass of Kool-Aid, and I really wanted a popsicle.
They had to say Kool-Aid, my nigga.
And in my mind, I was thinking popsicle. Next thing I know, Kool-Aid was frozen in the glass. I was like licking it, and from that point on, anytime I wanted to freeze something, I just thought about it being frozen, and it was frozen. I was elated.
That's crazy.
I'm a superhero because that's who I am. If it was possible.
Now, for a Kool-Aid in the 1920s, well, indeed. Well, in the 1920s, my nigga, they lying, bro. On me, they lying, bro. Dude, they plotting something, bro. They plotting something, nigga. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh.
Who I am and let them know. But then I'd have no privacy. There'd be,
Samuel L. Jackson didn't want to read. Samuel L. Jackson did not voice Frozone. Say you swear. I didn't even know that. Yo, that's so crazy. Yo, he did. Yo, he's the GOAT. He's actually the GOAT. Yo, Samuel L. Jackson's actually the GOAT. He actually the GOAT. I did not know that. I knew Frozone was the GOAT. I know he was voiced by the GOAT. Wow, bruh. Yo, Samuel L. Jackson got to be like top 2 black actor of all time. I think I would put Denzel Washington over him, and like that's probably it, bro. That's cool. Yo, shout out GOAT, man. Yo, Samuel L. the GOAT, bruh. Samuel the GOAT. That was cool. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the lore would have been more interesting from how the TikToks were showing me. I thought it would be a lot more deeper. Maybe I missed some of the big ones, but y'all was giving me ones to react to. I don't know. They didn't seem that crazy. But yeah, I guess that was the lore. I thought it was deeper. I guess it wasn't. Not gonna lie, kind of disappointed. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more juicy. Besides like Gamer Jack, it was nothing that crazy.